Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am excited to start December daily sharing. This is the first day, obviously, and I was unsure how I was going to start December daily. I think that's always the problem, right? You never know how to start, and starting can be kind of daunting. Making those prep pages is the fun part and helps you to get acquainted with your supplies, but then actually beginning your album and putting your stories together, it feels like a whole different thing. So for December 1st, I did not go with my usual story, which is the kids picking out their yearly ornaments, because we had not done it yet. So I decided to go with this photo of my daughter and I enjoying our favorite show together. It's called Hilda. If you have little kids, you should check that show out. It is fantastic. It's on Netflix and it's in its third season now. So we were re-watching it because the third season just premiered yesterday, I believe. So we've been watching it, and I got a snapshot of us watching it on the couch and decided to put that on top of a transparency I had in my stash. I think it's 6x8. It's not full outside the page protector, which is fine. And then I grabbed a large wood veneer one from my stash and also some chipboard that had brown in it, since the transparency had a little bit of brown. To me, I wanted to pull in that brown. And then you flip open the transparency, and that's where I'm going to put all my journaling for December and kind of what happened on December 1st. The chipboard I pulled was December stories, which I feel like works perfect, and so it's just a simple little cluster. And as you can see, I printed my journal on sticker paper and grabbed two different kind of neutral papers, one that has words and has a little bit of glitter to it, like gold foiling, and then also a neutral piece of the star paper. And I'm going to put those down at the bottom, and then my journaling. But you're going to see how my journaling quickly goes awry because I did not follow my own rule of putting down large pieces of sticker journaling. So once I have these papers attached, it's much easier to just grab my trimmer and then trim off the extra, because I can't cut straight to save my life, and that's fine. That's what I have a trimmer for. So I get those papers all trimmed, and now this is where I'm going to kind of tackle the journaling and completely mess it up. So my general rule when I do large journaling pieces like this is to cut it smaller. That's always been my rule, and I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, I wasn't thinking. I was just excited to be making my page, not cooking dinner, because I think my husband was cooking dinner while I was making this. So I start to lay this down, and it immediately goes super crooked, like very crooked. I don't even know what happened, but it was crooked. And I thought to myself, well, I could leave it very crooked like that, or I could try to save it. And I decided to save it. I used my X-Acto knife to trim off the piece of journaling that was on the tan neutral. Then I grabbed a scratch piece of paper, but that scratch piece of paper is not going to work because it has a dot grid, and that's just not going to work. And I need just plain white background. So I trim off my strips, and then I trim off my journaling and try to make the journaling block appear straight by trimming it. And that way it will no longer look crooked. So now I have two separate pieces. I have the paper strips and I have the journaling. And then this is when I realize I need to not have a dot grid paper, because you can see that dot grid. And I kind of want it to blend in, so that way if somebody looks at this, they're not like, okay, wow, she goofed. No. So I want it to look like seamless, not like it's a complete mistake. I want to fool my audience, basically, even though I'm telling you guys. But that's okay. It's good to share, your oopses. So I grab cardstock, and then I put all the pieces back together, and I will stamp a title as well, and then add a few brown pieces that kind of tie into the front portion of this. And just in my journaling, I just talked about how wonderful it was to see December again. and how it started off with a work day for me and a school day for the kids. I also included things that I kind of quote unquote learned about at school, owls, listening to the book The Night Tree, making copies, and working on open and closed syllables. And then I went home on lunch, which is always a favorite. And the afternoon was busy with school pickup, my son getting to volunteer, and then going to the library with my daughter. And of course, just making a hodgepodge dinner so we could watch Hilda together. And so I just included all those little tidbits about how December started. Just an ordinary day, lots of different stuff going on, but I got all the details down, and I stamped out the hello with an alpha stamp set, and then December from a stories by the month stamp set. And then I went looking in my stash for what kind of stickers I could use, and I found some brown ones. I think they're probably from a November kit. And I had a chipboard that had like a starburst on it, and then it's just like a wonky circle. So it was perfect. I did Love This Season on that page, and then on the transparency, I did Grateful and Life Right Now. And that will be it. I will wrap it up. And I loved that little starburst chipboard that I found because it matches the transparency gold piece that I found for the front. I always forget to punch my holes. I go to put this in the album, and then I'm like, why won't it go in the album? That's because I didn't punch the holes. But there you go. This is day one, and I literally started yelling and shouting that I was so proud of myself that I now have day one, and I've officially started documenting the season. Okay, now we're going to work on day 2, or story 2, and I said in my workspace video that I was going to use these metal trays that I get from the Dollar Tree, and so I have been using them, and you can see I just pulled off all the items on that tray. This is going to be documenting the ornaments that we got, and I always do a large photo. And as I was looking through my my kits, I really wanted to find a word phrase that would work great to die cut on that big photo. And I wound up in the yes no kit, and I loved the yeah. And then I saw a 4x8 directed paper that has 4 boxes on it that says yes, no, yes, no. And so I decided to replicate that for December Daily with December Daily colors, and then these white tags that I just stamped on. So I did 2 yeps and 2 nopes, and I will use those to document about the day because let's just be honest, days are busy around here and not always like perfect. So I'm just going to keep it honest. And then the yeah, like I said, I cut that with my Cameo. I cut it twice so that way it has a little bit more dimension. Now with these tags, I felt like they might get a little lost on that busy pattern paper that I have. So I thought about outlining them. I started out using a ruler, and then I was like, that's going to take way too long. But I can't draw straight, so it's just going to be wonky, and I'm going to have to be okay with that. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot draw straight lines, so that's why whenever I draw my lines for journaling, I just use a ruler because it just makes me feel better because I cannot embrace wonky lines. I just can't. So I have this beautiful pattern paper, like I said, that I was going to use, and it has the holly. I think that's what it is, the holly and the berries. So I'll center the tags right there, and then I can journal about our day out that we had. And I'm also going to tie this pattern paper into the other side by punching a 2-inch circle to add to the other side. I want to put it right up at the top, but not underneath the yeah, not too much at least. And whatever piece I have at the top, I'm just going to put it down at the bottom. So that way I'm trying to create that visual triangle, and it's going to work out perfect. And I just changed the color of the digital stamp for yeah to a red, and then put it up at the top of the photo. My son is so tall that it was hard to find a spot for where the title could go. It's almost going to have to be at the top of the page. Or maybe next year it can be just in the middle of the page. I also have to figure out what two I'm going to use. I picked out the red two that I think came in the main kit, but it just blends in too much and you can't really notice a difference. I don't have any white twos that are like chipboard. I don't have any of those left. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to go with the gold stickers, and I know the two is going to still look a little lost and not very pronounced, but that's okay. I'm not going to keep worrying about those minute details. I also added a chipboard that says Holiday Traditions, and I'm going to throw on some of these stars. I felt like, I don't know, I was like, do I need these stars? Yeah, I need these stars. I felt like I needed some sort of embellishment, so I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to include, and I decide on a neutral for the bottom left corner. On the left-hand side, bottom left corner, and then a red up at the top for the title, and then a green and another neutral. So I love these stars. They make a big impact, and they're just perfect, and they help your eye travel around the space as well. So I got the ones that I want, and I'm going to use my glue pen to glue them down, but I also used double-sided tape on a few of them because I was worried that they're not going to stay down. And now my double-sided tape is wider than the stars, so what I will wind up doing is just folding over the excess. That way I know it's going to stay down. And then I start writing for my journaling, and my pen is not working. Now, this pen that I'm using, it's my Uniball pen, and normally it works great on matte paper, but it was not working today. So I started off by saying in that Yep box that we started our weekend going to see Wish with Oma. There was buttery popcorn, hot tamales, candy, and M&Ms for treats. And we loved the movie. It was wonderful. Lots of great music and the message of found family and just to keep going. So that part was awesome. But then the note part was grumpy kids because they needed to eat. And my daughter just was like, no, you don't have to feed me. We can just go shopping. I don't know. I feel like we're hitting the preteen times with her, and we have a hungry teenager. So let's just say we had a small window of like, yikes, let's feed these children. So we made the quick decision to just go into a local grocery store and grab a pizza, and they literally like ate the entire pizza between both of them. So they were hungry, we fed them, and then we could keep going on our adventure to get to the store. So the next part was Yep, and it was just walking down the aisle looking at all the various ornaments and kind of carefully deciding which ones that we want for this year, and also my people indulging me by looking at all the different aisles for Christmas. I just love all the Christmas decor. If I could put it all in my house, I probably would, but I'm already out of space, so that's okay. And then the last little note was the store was just a little crowded and it felt a little stuffy, and it reminded us of why we don't normally do things like in crowded places on the weekends, and how we will probably just stick to not going during busy times, which is what we usually do. So for now on, we will stick to that time. Now that I have that done, I'm going to go to the back side and add a close-up photo of our ornaments. And I'm just going to simply put it on the page, add a die cut, and then just a list of which ornaments we picked. I took a digital stamp, here's a story, and die cut it a few times. I think it was 3 total, but I'm only going to use 2, and then I'll just stack them on top of each other and again just list out which ornaments we got. So my daughter got a adorable little cat, but it has like a squishy square face, and it's just adorable. And then my son went kind of with the same theme as I think last year with gaming, and he got an old school arcade, and I got a gnome. It was really hard for me to choose this year. I almost got a sloth, but then I was like, I don't know. So I went with the gnome. The gnome was adorable and cute, and I think I am starting to like gnomes. I've always been kind of about gnomes, but I love them. I think I love them. They're cute. And it kind of reminds me of the show that we've been watching. As you can see, the die cut story kind of tore, but I was able to put it back together and it worked out fine. And I feel like leaving this page kind of with lots of white space balanced out the busy from the first page. I also wanted to include a few smaller photos of the kids decorating the tree once we got home, because the kids have been waiting patiently to decorate the tree. And so I just grabbed a small page protector. I think it's from Citrus Twist, and it's like 2.25 wide and then 3.5 tall. And I just took a few photos of us decorating. We didn't finish the tree, but the kids, like I said, were very excited. So I got 3 photos on the front and 3 on the back. And then I'll just have like a floating little embellishment for one of the pockets. And I love how it came out. So I am getting all my photos into the pockets and deciding where they are going to go. And then I can make that floating pocket, and I will use the same pattern paper that I used on the front. That way there's that consistency. And I'm also going to use some word phrase stickers as well. Now, sometimes when I do these floating pieces, I will get a leftover piece of laminated paper, and I will just put that inside the page protector. And that way it'll hold it together. But this time it's kind of half in and half out, and you will see why in just a second. Because the sticker got stuck on the inside of the page protector. So for the left-hand side, I chose this December, and over on the other side, I chose a white sticker that says gratitude. And then the other one, spreading good cheer, I put at the bottom of the half circle. I then wanted to put it inside the page protector, and that's when it got stuck. And I had to get some scissors and try to like perform surgery to get it out of the page protector since it got so stuck. And I decided that is not going to work. So I just ripped it out, and I'm going to put the red sticker right on top of the page protector, and that will work just fine. Since I already knew that I was going to put the star right on top as well. And that'll work just fine. Just fine. Sometimes we just don't need to keep finagling with the minute details because it really doesn't matter. So I stopped messing around with it, got out some double-sided adhesive, and then I was able to adhere down my star. And then the last little bit of this project will be the journaling, talking about the kids wanting to set up the tree. Now, did we finish the tree? No. Did the kids give up? Yes. Am I probably going to be the one that finishes the tree? Absolutely. But it was still fun to see their excitement about getting the tree, getting the ornaments on the tree, because like I said earlier, they'd been waiting and waiting. And it was fun to reminisce over the different ornaments over the years, like PJ Masks, and just fun to see how the kids' choices have changed over the years. So I cut out a piece of white paper, and then I'm going to put a sticker on top that says, home is a feeling, and journal about the kids, insisting on getting started with the decorations. And like I said, it's just the best part is laughing with the kids and talking about all the past ornaments. And there is quite a few that we need to fix. We also had 3 beloved dogs pass away. So we made sure to put their ornaments up at the top of the tree, Buddy and Lulu. And then we're going to make sure to get Lucy an ornament as well, so she can have a spot up at the tree. So that was a really special moment to get all those ornaments up at the top for our wonderful dogs that we've had. It's been a rough year for dogs, definitely, in our family. So I've got that all done, and now I can get it back into the album, and I can show you guys real quick how it looks. And I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing all of these pages come together and seeing the start of my album. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure to adhere number 2 to the back of number 1. Sometimes I just wait till the last minute, or else I just forget. So this time I am not forgetting. I also got to punch those holes. I think I was about ready to forget, but I did not forget. And then for day 3, I can't even remember what day 3 was. Day 3 is Sunday. So I'm going to do the little joys for day 3 and day 4. My sweet friend Erica sent me a heart picture. So I'm going to document that. And I'm excited to make some more pages. And I'm excited to share this with you guys. And I'd love to know if you guys are doing December daily as well. This is where I went back and added in some adhesive for this star since it fell off, and now I can get those holes punched and get it into the album. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing that these pages come together. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.